Hi everyone, this is Natasha and I wanted to share with you ATCs I made for a swap on Fisketeer's blog, and the theme was Downton Abbey. And this is what I created. It was open to whatever you wanted to do, period piece costumes, characters, and after this past Sunday's season finale, I was inspired to do this. So I started off with recycled chipboard. I think this was interior packaging, something that I received. As you can see, there's just a little piece of paper on it, but it's a nice weight, and I love upcycling whenever possible. I used a ATC die from Sizzix to cut this out 3.5 by 2.5. That's the standard size for an ATC. And then I used an unusual paper for the background. This is the pattern, but it comes from my Mind's Eye specialty cardstock. No, Me and My Big Ideas. And I don't know if there's a name for this one particular one, but it has all these very, very bright patterns. And then I saw this one and it kind of reminded me of a little bit of a deco kind of feel to it. So I used that, and you could barely see it. I did use some remnants to cut out the little I know it's a baby carriage, but there's a British term for it. If you're screaming at the screen, I'm sorry. Oh my god, I will think of it. Unless you're already yelling it out at me. So I found this image. I printed it on cream color cardstock instead of white because I didn't want it to give a little bit of a vintage feel. Again, it's supposed to be from the 20s, so it has a kind of a vintagey hue to it. And then I layered it on brown cardstock, which is this textured brown, which I also used to punch out the little leaves, and that's a Martha Stewart branch punch. What you don't see, or what's kind of hard to see, is underneath all of this is a little doily, and that's what this die is. And I just got this. This is the smallest one out of the Lifestyle Crafts doily die cuts. And these are also quick cuts. I think, once I think of the names, I'll put a full recipe on my blog, because right now I'm kind of drawing a blank. So I printed this on ivory staples cardstock, and then I layered it on the brown paper, and then that went on 1/8 inch dimensional. Let me see if my orangutan arms, 1/8 inch dimensional. That was layered on this green paper, which I did attach with, let me see if I can reach, the Claudine Helmuth Studio Matte Medium in Matte, Multi-Medium in Matte. I love this little squeeze bottle. It means I don't have to get as dirty. And then if I don't squeeze it out, I just rub it with my finger, and then, yeah, I have to wash my finger. So I have the doily underneath, and then this adorable little crochet, double crochet ivory flower is from Wild Orchid Crafts. I believe this is no longer available, but it's been in my stash, so I wanted to use it. So the color palette is really creams, browns, and that green. And I did originally going to use a blue because I think her shirt is a little blue, but I think it's still matte. The colors still go well together. This is Making Memories trim, and it's velvet, which reminded me of all those fabulous dresses that they would change into for dinner. Honestly, nowadays, who has time to change for dinner? I'm lucky if my husband washes his hands. So, and the crochet flowers already have the pearl in them, so I layered a couple of the branches, and then the little, oh my gosh, it will come to me. And if you already see it on the screen, it's because either I thought of it, or someone's already left a comment to that regard. And when I saw it, I knew exactly what I was going to say, and then it just, like someone sucked the word right out of my brain. So it's on sturdy cardstock. Oh, and the last thing that I did is I used this adorable little Fisker's punch, butterfly punch, and I added it out of the same green pattern paper that I used for the background and for the, is it Pram? No. It's gonna drive me nuts. you ever had that situation where you can the word is literally on the tip of your tongue? If only you could look in the mirror and see it. Anyway, so I used the pattern paper on the background, on little baby buggy and the butterfly, and I just added a couple of tiny little pearls, and those are from this little 3mm 90 pack from Wild Orchid Crafts in the 3 shades of white, coffee, and cream, and I used the cream ones. And of course I use my favorite scissors with my name on them from Fiskars. And then the only other thing that I wanted to mention is I'm a big fan of knocking down any core colors. So what I did is majority of the layers have vintage photo, and I just use my distress marker. It's easier and cleaner than distress inks, at least it is for me. I don't like getting dirty. I know. And tumbled glass, and tumbled glass is only around the outside of the actual photograph. And the photo is matte. I chose everything to be matte. So each of the elements kind of represents the theme for the show, the textures from the costumes, the crochets, the laces. So that's my overall card, and on the back the only thing I did is I stamped my name so the recipients know who it's from. And then I packed them up in these little glassine ATC baggies. So there you go. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the post office today, so they're going to go first thing in the morning. I've already let the swap hostess know. So there you go. If you have any questions for me, please leave me a comment. Don't forget to stop by my blog. I'll have a link in the description below. Once I finish the blog post, I'll have the full recipe, including links whenever possible to the products that I used. This came from a very sweet viewer who sent it to me because I really wanted this and didn't know where to get it. So thank you so much. And this came from Fiskars directly. So there you go. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Don't forget to thumbs up. And there you go. There's a close-up of my ATC for Downton Abbey swap on the Fiskateers blog. Thanks for watching, everyone.